right, launch mode activated. Please tell passengers to hold on. The Sea-Doo RXT-X 300. This is the epitome of high-performance watercraft. This is in beautiful California green, new color for this year, and it's also available in Eclipse Black and Lava Red. So two different color options for the premier performance watercraft in the industry. So the RXT-X, this is really our hot rod performance car compared to the RXP-X 300, which is more like a street bike. Both of them have the same incredible top speed and acceleration, but they handle very different. The RXT-X is for the customer that's really going on open water, point A to point B type riding really fast, where the RXP-X rider is somebody who's looking for a more aggressive turning, throwing big walls of water up or going through different canals. It's just a different type of ride, but the same incredible power plant. So the RXT-X is incredibly stable. If you want to compare this to other performance watercraft, some of the big advantages are that low center of gravity for incredible stability, whether you're at idle zone, whether you're going full speed, or whether the engine's off. You have incredible stability. Now again, compared to some of the competitive models, their center of gravity is much higher. So when you're turning and doing aggressive turns, you're really fighting those G-forces rather than being able to clamp down and really get the most out of the power. And talk about clamping down, one of the unique features of all Sea-Doo performance models is our Ergolock seating system. So the Ergolock, what this does is it positions the rider forward of the engine so we can really get narrow in this seat. And now the rider can literally lock, like a Lego block, lock into place and hold on with the strongest muscles of their body, which is their legs. So now they can fit very comfortably in here, doesn't put any strain on the hips, locks yourself in, and then now with the X steering system, you have a very good position to do aggressive turning. And you're aided by the footwell wedges inside that naturally camber your knees into the seat and give you a little more leverage when you're really getting into those aggressive corners, or if you're literally going down straightaway in heavy chop, you can lock in, but it also allows you to stand up and get down into that lock position really, really easily. So that's an advantage over some of the competitive models that again have a very wide seat. So it doesn't allow you to really feel like you're connected to the machine. You're just kind of holding on to it. Plus it also, the competitor models teeter a little bit more in cross chop, where this one, since you are very low down to the water, you feel really secure whether the chop's coming at you from a side, from the front, or from the rear. You feel super stable and confident in all conditions. Now, as far as storage goes, this is one of the most beautiful aspects of the new ST3 platform in the RXT-X. So now, rather than having to reach over the handlebars or even stand up, which can be a little bit unnerving if you're in heavy chop, now you could stay in the seated position, again staying low to the water, and simply have easy access to your storage. So very functional, very easy access to get to all your goods, again from the seated position. You can fuel the machine up at a dock very easily without having to reach over. Plus, if it does happen to have a little burp, then the fuel is staying in the machine and it's not going out into the environment. So it's another smart design feature of the RXT-X. You have your safety kit, you have your fuel or fire extinguisher here, along with your registration and all the items that you might need to have fun out on the water. Now the glove box is also has a nice design feature where we have an integrated waterproof cell phone case. And if you do have your phone, that means you can play music if you have the RXT-X with the optional 100-watt Bluetooth audio system, which can become standard on the RXT-X straight from the factory if you order it that way. And it's actually the more popular version with sound compared to without. And those are features that you can only get on Sea-Doo. The glove box with the waterproof case, the USB charger, and a 100-watt waterproof sound system where the sound's really focused on you as a rider, you can be going 50 miles an hour and still hear your music clear as day. And speaking of going fast, you want to know what's going on with your machine while you're going fast. So this is why we have a new 9.5-inch, big, easy to read digital display that offers a lot of information. It's got fuel, it's got RPM, it's got the hour meter, it's got a clock, your trim level. Also, through your right-hand button on your handlebars, you can go through different statistics. So there's a lot of different information that you can access and see through the gauge package, through the different settings. So that way you're always in the know. Another beautiful aspect of having more control and never taking your hands off the handlebars is your throttle and your intelligent brake and reverse system. And what this does, again, it keeps all your hands on the controls at all times. The machine starts in neutral, you tap the throttle lever to go in forward, you pull and hold the lever in to go in reverse, or you pull it into your braking system. And it'll stop the watercraft in 100 feet sooner than a watercraft without it going 50 miles an hour. Now, the difference between the IBR system and some of the competitive systems is I believe that the Sea-Doo provides greater control in slower speed situations because it shifts from forward, neutral to reverse at an idle speed. Where the competitive systems, it's a dual throttle system where you have to give it power forward, neutral, and reverse. So if you could just imagine revving your car or your truck up to 3,500 RPM and from neutral dropping it into reverse or dropping it into drive, it's gonna jolt. So it's not to say you can't get used to it. It's just, again, it's my opinion that it's more controllable when you be able to shift from forward, neutral, reverse at an idle speed, which you can with the IBR system. So it really makes docking and close quarter maneuvering really, really easy. So one of the other huge value areas of the Sea-Doo RXT-X is the ability to expand your experience that day. With this big back deck, you can take the seat off, you can take your link attachments off, and you've got this big deck where you can lay down, put a towel out, and just relax. Or you can accessorize it with the different link attachment accessories. So here we have the fuel caddy, but we can also put on a cooler, we can put storage bags. It's basically like an app on a smartphone. So we can quick plug and play our link accessories, literally no tools. It snaps on in seconds. And again, it expands whatever you're gonna do that day. What you can do on the RXT-X from a performance standpoint, you're definitely gonna catch some eyes. And then it comes down to the performance. 300 horsepower, 1.6 liter engine, making a lot of power for that little package, but it's incredible performance. It's the quickest accelerating watercraft in the industry. 0 to 60, there's no watercraft that is quicker than the RXT-X. That's also enabled by the launch control. We have launch control on the RXT-X. It's part of the X package. Nobody else offers that feature, and that helps you accelerate faster. So if you're drag racing against a friend on another watercraft that doesn't have that, you can activate the launch control and it keeps the bow down, keeps it from hopping out of the water, and it'll help you accelerate faster than the competition. That's a unique feature only available on the X packages from Sea-Doo. The 2020 Sea-Doo, available in California green and Eclipse black and lava red, the ultimate in high performance Sea-Doo life. The RXT-X is just uncomparable. The control that you have and the 300 horsepower of supercharged boosted acceleration adrenaline shot is unbelievable.